Help support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J. And with Blueberry, the community that gives creators the power to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get a 30-day free trial by using promo code Blueberry004.
All right, so we're excited to welcome Rachel Bishop from Audiologist. And we're going to be talking about the Phonak Virto Black. And we're going to have you turn just a little bit in. And if sorry, it's a little tight here.
No problem.
But I see we have hearing aids.
That's exactly right. So it is the Phonak Virto Black. And which one would you say is the hearing aid?
Are those glued down? Or
they are not. You can move them around.
Right,
you can hold them.
All right. So which one do I think is the black? Well, there's the black one.
Oh, yes, that's true. Uh-huh.
So I don't know the difference between the two.
Okay, well, not to ruin any of the fun,
Sure.
but they're both actually hearing aids. So most often when people think of a hearing aid, this is what they think of.
Right.
This may be what they've seen their parents wear or some family members with hearing loss. But what we're actually talking about here is this hearing aid here today. I actually have them in my ears right now, so you can see there.
And for the audience, they look like professional music.
I've got my earbuds in today.
Okay.
So this is actually a hearing aid. So it is a medical device,
Yeah.
but it's shaped like an earbud. The challenge is that oftentimes people wait 7 years from the time they are aware that they have a hearing loss, from the time they do something.
Right.
And often that's because hearing aids like this make people feel old or disabled in some way.
Yeah.
But what's so cool is that these days, especially here on the CES floor, everyone is wearing something in their ears.
That's right.
AirPods, streaming devices. And so what we are really trying to do is to bust the stigma. We want people to close that 7-year gap and be able to amplify and get back sort of in the world of the hearing earlier, which of course has positive consequences for their health and well-being.
You know, this is kind of ancillary to this, but I landed in Manhattan a few months ago, and I was driving from JFK into Midtown, and I keep seeing people with AirPods, the Apple AirPods, and I said, wow. So I started counting.
Did you?
It's something stupid to do in the Uber, right? And I quit counting at like 500.
Did you?
And that was from JFK, just people on the street that I could see,
Yeah.
and I quit. And here, I told Kirk, one of my team members, I said, we should count how many times we keep seeing people with AirPods in. So you're right. Everyone has an AirPod or has some sort of earbud in their ear today.
That's right.
And so, to be honest with you, you notice them, and I don't even notice people with hearing aids now.
You're exactly right. And typically, a lot of that is because people think of hearing aids as they were about 20 years ago. They were large behind the ear.
Yep.
Hearing aids these days have gotten increasingly smaller.
Yep.
And so you don't actually see them on people any longer.
Right.
So when you think of hearing aids, you're still sort of stuck with the older technology. But you're right. Everyone, I think especially in the last 12 to 24 months, really we've seen a rise of this sort of ear-level cool tech.
Yep.
But somehow people still don't think it's cool to wear hearing aids. So that's really the gap we're trying to bridge.
And I think, too, if you think about, I was prior military, I was Navy, so I wasn't exposed to, big booming guns and that kind of stuff, which some of the Army guys are that suffer massive hearing loss because of that. Mm-hmm. But I don't see my age group being resistive to hearing aids. It's usually... I know. I think about my grandfather before. He hated his hearing aids, and just because he could never really manipulate them well.
Sure.
Do you think with us having grown up now, my age group at least, boomer, I'm a last year boomer, that we've all been using earbuds for a while, so the stigmatism of having a hearing aid is going to rapidly decrease?
I believe so. So like you said, we have an aging population, and our boomers are now right in that zone.
They're getting there.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of our co-hosts, he was doing the show and wearing hearing aids. Don wears hearing aids, and he has for a number of years. So I think, I understand what you're trying to accomplish here, but in anything that makes you look less like you're old, I think is probably good because people are conscious of that.
Sure.
When you have people that are in, some of the major cities and they're getting Botox because they got to try to make themselves look 10 years younger, wearing a hearing aid is definitely like this pinpointer of, you're old, like, dude or lady, you're old.
Yeah.
And we don't want, they don't want that stigmatism.
Course.
So I think this is probably, this design is going to help too. It's just going to go in, it's going to look like a regular AirPod. So I'm assuming you've got an additional assistive device here. What does this do?
I do. So this little guy is called Roger. So he is an additional microphone. So on a pair of hearing aids, so normally you would wear 2 devices in your ear. There are 4 microphones here.
Yep.
This provides an additional 6 microphone array. And what that does is that if you and I were having a conversation on the show floor without our wonderful noise canceling headphones,
right,
we could use that device flat on the table and it would pick up the 2 of us.
I got you.
And if we chose, you could actually wear it like this,
yep,
and there's an accelerometer that points the microphone directly towards the speaker. What this does when it's paired with the Phonak Virto Marvel hearing aid and other Marvel technology is it enables people with hearing loss to hear 10 times better than a normal hearing person in conditions like we see here today.
That's because it gets tough here for people.
It gets so tough.
And, I think, too, is for a while now, we've been able to, of course, pair these to our phones. So if a call comes in, we can use them as a regular earbud would. So it's, that's not, you don't have to change something out to take a phone call. But I've also noticed, too, and I've seen over the years that this technology has gotten better to help get rid of the white noise and all the stuff that may interfere with a hearing aid and being able to hear well. So
you're absolutely right. This is an incredibly helpful device. And actually, we use Bluetooth, the sort of standard classic, so we can connect to iOS. We can connect to Android.
Yep.
Many of the other products on the market are only compatible with iOS, but we really feel that it's our social responsibility since 70% of the world is not running exactly iOS.
Right.
So regardless of the technology that you put in your pocket, these devices can connect.
Ready for market now?
Almost. So we just announced on Monday they will be ready to go to market in mid-February on the 19th.
Because you got to go through some regulatory stuff, I'm sure, and testing and all that. What is of course, hearing aids themselves can be an investment.
Yes.
Any idea what this is going to retail for?
Yeah, let me give you an idea.
Sure.
So at Phonak, we don't actually sell directly to the consumer.
So you license out.
Exactly. So we actually sell B2B to the audiologists.
Yep.
The audiologists will bundle their services in with the device. So you're paying for the hearing aids, the accessory, and their time for diagnostics, follow-up care, typically for the life of the hearing aid. So you're looking, we actually have 4 different technology levels, somewhere in the range of $4,000 to $6,000 US dollars.
And of course, sometimes there is insurance that covers some of this as well. So depends on your insurance plan and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. They can always call for you on your behalf when you come in for your hearing test.
Outstanding. All right, so what is the website?
So you can go to virtoblack.com.
Virto Black, V-I-R-T-O, Virto Black, virtoblack.com.
You got the name by the end of it. Wonderful.
All right, outstanding. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, again, folks, tuck them away so they can't be seen. And, these are, again, and I know that it's probably the home audience can't see this, but there is no little loop that goes back behind the ear that some of the hearing aids you have now. All there is here is just a little bit of a, I don't know, what is that piece? But I've always wondered what those, is that the antenna?
All that is a little simple removal wire.
Oh, so you
I actually
can
have
grab
them
it.
cut off of mine now because normally with a device this size, you can just get your finger behind it.
you.
But
So
for those who have trouble.
They can grab it.
Exactly.
I've always wondered why that was there, so now
You got
I know.
it now. Exactly.
All right, Rachel, thank you for coming on. We
Thank you for
appreciate it.
having me.
And have a great show.
Thank you. You
Thank
do
you
the
so
same.
much. Yeah.